This podcast contains adult themes and can contain harsh languages and unsuitable for listening under the age of 18. So you've been warned of that. You've been warned, all of you.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, down boy, down girl. Good boy, good girl. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Dcast. That's probably the weirdest intro we've ever done. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about The Fox and the Hound. We are Samless again. He is still on the helpline. This time it's 0800 howlers, there we go, 0800 howlers, if you are affected by anything.
That sounds like a strip club.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Sam probably
Sam
is there,
is
yeah.
available for private partying.
That's
For
what
a
he's doing right
howling
now.
good time.
Oh.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm gonna have to get that noise thing, and I hate that when radio DJs do it. Die. Yeah, sorry. That's
Harsh
a good
but fair,
dark
harsh but
tale.
fair.
It's a good,
Harsh but fair,
dark
you know.
tale. Just like this
It's
entire
okay.
film.
Film.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
Yes.
Fox and the Hound.
Right.
1981.
Oh, 81, right, okay.
Yeah, 81. I've got a question mark on this. It could possibly, apart from Fantasia, I think possibly this is the longest film we've watched so far.
Is it really?
I
I didn't
don't
feel it
think
was
there's a-
too long.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a long film, but it's an hour and 25 minutes. So it's like, I don't know whether there has been any other films that's this length of time. It's usually around like the 65 minute to like an hour and 20, I think. So I'm not, that's why I've got like a question mark after it. Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
And also the interesting thing was the start. It was very.
Oh.
It set an ominous tone. There was no
Oh,
music.
it's horrible, wasn't it?
Just
Yeah.
I was already upset as soon as it blooming
Lots of wind.
started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those were birds, by the way. Really bad birds.
Not
Yeah.
lasers.
Pew pew pew.
Dogs with lasers. Shooting up the undergrowth.
Fox and the Hound War.
Yeah.
2092.
Cyber war.
2092.
I can see his heat signature.
They're cloaking their
Like
scent.
Predator.
They're cloaking their scent. They're using diesel fueled men.
They're not just in the jungle. They are the jungle.
Over here. So yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
I actually quite liked that opening and things. It's different. You don't have your typical fairy book.
No
opening.
books.
Mm.
There was mention of a book. It was based on a book by Daniel P. Mannix. I believe.
Yes.
From the
Ooh,
Manic Street Preachers.
That's
it.
him. Who I found out his other famous work was a book called Those About to Die, which was
Whoa.
later adapted into Gladiator.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, same author.
Interesting.
Are you not entertained?
No.
We shall feed.
No.
We shall crucify them and feed them to the wolves.
Feed them to the foxes.
Feed them to the foxes. They're only small wolves. It's fine. Get more of them.
Oh, that's see, there we go,
Yeah,
guys.
cool.
Instantly,
Yeah.
we've just hit you with a massively amazing fact.
There you go.
Okay, so thanks for listening. And I think it's going to be downhill from there. So.
it also alerted us in the intro that Todd and Copper. Well, Todd was voiced by Mickey Rooney. Or the older Todd was Mickey Rooney, and then it was Keith Mitchell. I'm saying, for the younger one, and for Copper, it was nobody else other than Kurt Russell and Corey Feldman.
And Andrew really loves Kurt Russell, doesn't he, Emma?
He really did. Yeah.
That's a man.
Don't blame him.
As a man, I love him as a man. As a fox, as a hound, not so man.
Well, I didn't mean me as a man. I meant him as a man. But anyway.
Well, I'm gonna completely this is totally ad-libbing now, right? But Disney legend Kurt Russell returned to Disney Studios, where he had been its biggest star of the 1970s, to voice adult Copper. Russell was a veteran of Disney films since the age of 14, when in 1965 Walt cast him as Follow Me Boys, signing the young actor to a long-term contract. The iconic Disney star recorded his role. So I was just
Brett
owned his soul.
He's I didn't know
he's
that
gonna
Kurt
be
Russell was like a long-term Disney person.
Soon to be CGI'd into Star Wars, I heard.
What?
No, I'm joking. That would be funny.
I do love his character in Sky High, though.
Oh yeah.
But Kurt Russell. That's pretty cool. That Snake Plissken is Copper. So, though he didn't really have a lot of lines, did he? Old Kurt Russell. There wasn't that much dialogue for adult Copper as there was for young Copper.
I suppose it was short and to the point. Some epic lines of like, "Oh, I won't forgive you for this," and things like this. So I suppose they were shorter. I suppose, but more dramatic.
Yeah. But anyway, the beginning, I've said is Bambi's mother all over again. Sorry. That's not the end of my point. I'm cut myself off early. Bambi's mother all over again. ... But I felt more for the death of Fox Mama than Bambi's mother. So.
Yeah,
oh,
that
poor Fox.
I know. The dramatic intro, the fox chase. Nitpicking, but I did wonder whether the little Todd fox cub was incredibly young in her mouth, and I did wonder whether he'd still have black fur at that age. Because foxes
black carrot, black fur.
I'm just saying that the very young foxes have got black fur. It helps with camouflage.
In other words, Disney, if you would like very accurate things, contact Andrew and bring him back through him first, and then he'll pick up.
I'm sure there's a type of rare fox out there that stays ginger through its entire life. But it was
sad.
It was horrible.
I think it's worse because you know what's happening. It's like as adults, you know the dogs are chasing them down. They'll attack them or at least pinpoint them, and then they get shot to death, and then
or ripped apart. It's a horrible topic to try and make a film.
So it's really interesting in 1981 that they bring in this up as a point. It's because fox hunting would be perfectly normal in the 80s.
But maybe it was a conscious thing of people were actually starting to wake up to the thing. No, actually, this is wrong.
Yeah,
maybe we should say something. I don't know, but. I can see how this wouldn't be an easy film to gloss over the despicableness of fox hunting.
Yeah.
So this film was never going to be a happy film in this sense. But
as I was speaking to Emma just before we started the podcast about this, it's like I don't think I have actually seen this as a child. And
I think I haven't seen much of it. If I saw it as a child, I saw a sneak bit of it, and all I remember about it was an incident on a railway bridge. That's all I remember about it. And I can't remember what happened. who did what to who or whatever. I just can't remember a lot about
Well,
it.
that was the bit when the train was pushing the DeLorean along, and then it travelled
and then Doc said,
yeah. Oh wait,
"Get the
no,
fox
wrong
off the
film.
line.
Yeah.
We've got to achieve 88 miles an hour."
No, so so
Okay.
Big Mama picked him
Yeah,
up.
Big Mama,
Mm.
cool character. Yeah.
Didn't really
And
do
rescues
much
him.
apart from take him to
Well,
old Widow Twanky. Was it Widow Tweed? What her name is?
Yeah, Widow Tweed.
yeah, with it Tweed. Yeah.
Bless
I
her
just want to
soul.
say right off the bat, I didn't really like this film, but the best things in this film is definitely Boomer and Dinky and the
knew you would.
constant chase after the caterpillar. They just felt like the pair of them felt like the sticky bandits from Home Alone.
Did, yeah.
You know?
I love the fact that they were
They
like
were
a
great.
gang, weren't they?
Yeah, they were after that caterpillar. I love
They
that
even say the
caterpillar.
Todd's like, "Oh, you
He
don't
was
want
amazing.
any involvement in this." It's like,
yeah. I absolutely loved the constant chase through the entire film of this caterpillar. You
even
know?
like after the winter as well, they came right back. For
I
it.
know. After him, it wasn't gonna. Well, they hadn't eaten.
Yeah, true. How they
They're
survived all
starving.
this long?
I don't know. Hell of a
So what did
constitution.
Big Mama eat then?
Woodpeckers. There's only one left in the woods. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. She just sort of hangs around and messes around with the leaves in a hole in the tree.
Hmm.
I don't know what she eats.
I've written
Yeah.
the word poor a lot in my notes. Like there's certain I've got poor caterpillar.
Oh, right.
Because
Poor
he's like
caterpillar.
he's
Yeah.
getting chased
He is
constantly.
victimized. I
Yeah.
mean, there was a horrible bit where the woodpecker was
Yeah.
trying to machine gun him down with his beak, and he was just up against the wall going, and his just body was dodging every little shot, and he was just bloody hell.
What he was doing, he was having a morning munch,
Yeah.
with his feet up, there with his
His
little
thing comes
legacy.
through the wall.
How would you be if this beak
I know.
came through? And it's like-
Oh, brilliant.
But it's like, yeah, let's just go back a little bit to like the old
Yeah.
Todd gets dropped off at with Widow Twanky, Widow
Yeah.
Tweed's
Willow Tweed. Yeah.
house. I was like, oh bless her, taking in this.
Yeah, I like.
She's a
Widow
good
Tweed.
lady. Yeah.
I liked her character through the whole thing. She was a solid, likable
She had a very
character.
much fairy godmother from Cinderella vibes to me. I don't know why.
I could also imagine her being what was her name in Robin Hood with Maid Marian?
Oh, the chicken.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Nanny or something.
Nanny
but-
something. I could imagine her being that sort of character as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the first shot where she had Todd in her arms and she was feeding him with the bottle and stuff. Did you notice that the old woman had fangs?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
interesting.
When
Interesting.
she smiled, she had fangs.
So
I
she's
don't know
a
whether it was just one
vampire.
of those little.
Okay.
I don't know. It was like you know sometimes in
We've
anime,
uncovered the
sometimes
secret.
they draw a little fang
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the teeth. She had fangs. I thought that was quite interesting.
Maybe this is why she was in the middle of the on a farm in the middle of nowhere on her own and didn't really
Is-
get on
yeah.
with her neighbor.
No,
Is she
I
a
know.
Is she a shape-shifting druid?
Yeah.
You know,
I think
because
she's a
sometimes they
vampire.
keep a little bit of their characteristics. You know,
Maybe
of
she's
what they
that
change into.
bear at the end.
Maybe she is.
What Pooh?
Yeah.
No, not Pooh.
He comes in. He's got a cameo at the end of this film,
Winnie the
and this is what happens when Winnie the Pooh doesn't get his honey.
Yeah.
You know, that's what he looks like. So give him the honey.
Winnie the shit.
Winnie the shit,
is a very grumpy old bastard.
little shit. Yeah, I kept calling him Pooh when he turned up anyway. But anyway, we digress.
I love the bit the widow is like milking Abigail the cow.
Yes.
And Todd is like being a little mischievous. And she squirts him in the mouth from the other. It's like
Yeah.
from across the
Yeah.
room. I was like, what?
Brilliant.
Yeah, because he is like just being a little playful, little like
I
a
didn't
puppy
think he
or
was
something.
really at fault there, really, because I mean, he was just came up to look at the little chicks. He didn't really
Did
do
he?
anything. It was just like the mother looked around and went, "Oh my God, fox! I haven't seen one of them before. Oh my God!" And then went nuts, and then everything went, and then he got all the blame for it. Which you just go like, it wasn't really anything went that wrong, other than a misunderstanding and a massive overreaction.
Yeah, but that's what happens
You know.
even with like with anything, really, isn't it? Like it would,
Well, in a way, yeah,
like
I
a
suppose.
puppy
I mean, it would be
or something like
different. I guess it'd be different if he ate one of them.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
yeah,
I went,
yeah.
that would be worse. That would be like, oh, no, you really shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, so then we move on. It's like we've already talked about Boomer and the and Dinky and the caterpillar. Which I think the caterpillar's like Squidgy or something like that. His name is.
Yeah, like squishy or
Yeah, something like that.
squidgy. Yeah.
I'm back.
Hello. We didn't realize
Hello.
you left. I'm sorry.
Oh, there you are.
What's the caterpillar's name?
The
you wrote
caterpillar's
it down.
name is, hang on, I've got it here somewhere. It is Squeaks.
Squeeze.
I love the
there you go.
caterpillar.
Yeah,
I
we knew it
love
began
the
with an S.
caterpillar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I got poor caterpillars that point, but then I got poor copper living in a barrel outside. It's like,
I know.
I know. This goes back to this thing, right? That be it right or be it wrong, there is a thing of working farm dogs. Oh, they're okay to be in the drafty kennel outside in the yard, and that's fine. And you just go like, no, they belong on the couch.
yeah.
By the fire.
you know, yeah, I think so anyway. But I mean, you know, there is a thing in, you know, just general working dog kind of culture that it's okay to stick them in a barrel in the yard.
Yeah, I thought it was just really cruel and stuff like. I think it's like with Chief as well. It's like Chief was like he was quite mean. He was like a really nasty dog and things, really. Like, but as the film progresses, you can see why, because he's trained to be like that, and that happens with Copper as well.
This is it.
So it's like, I'm gonna come to these points towards the end, but it's like, who's to blame for it? Who is the actual villains
it's
like,
ultimately
because I don't think
humans. It's
Copper
ultimately
is
the farmer.
fully a good guy
of course.
No.
and things like because it's the upbringing, but it's also he's got the choices and things. But we'll come up to that when we get to that point.
Well,
anyway, so
yeah, I suppose
I do like though when Chief gets Copper for the first time and he's just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like pushing, he's being a bit of a dick to him.
Yeah.
And then he's just won over by this adorable puppy and he's like, all right, but don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
I'll let you cuddle me for tonight.
Yeah. But then
Like his new child. Yeah.
But after that, it's like,
I thought though, he's had a new puppy and he's like, all right then, dog, you look after it now. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, fuck's sake.
There's a bit at the
That
end I
man
didn't like
is
about
a
that
wrong
man.
un.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
definitely.
talk about the ending
Definitely.
anyway.
Yeah.
A bit later. Todd as Chief. What the hell does that mean?
I've got some notes here I can't work out either. What have you got there?
I got Todd as Chief.
Oh,
What the hell does that mean?
Todd as chief. I don't know. I suppose this is the time where Todd is coming
versus
around.
Chief.
Right. Oh, yes. Right.
And I
Okay.
said the
Yeah, because he
music-
chases him, didn't he?
Yeah, I said the music is quite fun for an horrific scene because
Right.
Chief is like going to
Yes.
rip him apart and things. I
Yeah.
said it's very bluegrassy type music, and it's like it reminds me a bit like do you know what's the film now? The Great Escape.
Oh yeah.
You got like the bap bap It's like really happy music, and it's about prisoners of war being murdered and things like.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of like that, really, like, isn't it? It's like,
yeah, it sort of slips into what Disney does best in the sense of like in the Rescuers or something. It goes sort of zany, and it's all about the chase and the comedy of the chase. You know, it's like there's the farmer letting off 5 shots, going everywhere, doesn't hit anything, and his trousers fall down. Oh, ha 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 ha! And there's like then there's a scene of horror as the jaws are just coming towards poor old Todd, and you just go like, oh fuck!
I suppose you are right. It is like making it more suitable for kids to watch it. Then it's like, because it's all like, oh yeah, it's all happy. It's like, but then we're looking at going, oh my god, no!
Yeah.
Run,
I laugh
run for your life.
when we saw it on the old Disney Plus. You know, it said like the explanation of the description of the film, and it said something like, you know, children, family, drama, action, something or other, and it didn't say anything about heartbreaking, depressive, flipping shock horror.
You may need to ring 0800 we need the shit line where Sam is standing by.
Exactly, because it wasn't as bloody or anything like that, but I think technically it hit me harder than Watership Down, and that was bad. Watership Down is bad, and you just go like, what?
I've never seen it.
What? Have you
Keep
not?
it that way. Keep it that way.
Because
it's horrible.
Dark. I really enjoy Watership Down.
I've got a mug in the kitchen, which is hilarious. It's a little cartoon bunny drawn on a white mug, and he's reading a book, and the book is labelled Watership Down, and he's got a caption above him, and he's just saying, fucking hell. It is nasty. It is proper nasty.
So you give that to your mother every time she comes over, then.
No, but flipping heck, it's emotionally, this is horrible. You know,
I spent most of the film crying.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And you just got like, I've seen this before.
Gemma joined you with that. She said that she cries the entire time.
It was a horrible film. It is a horrible
Andrew
film
would look across and I'd be like, oh, the fuck it's not very nice.
Well,
bloody.
I said the songs are a bit naff.
Oh, they're crap, aren't they?
I can't recall any of the songs because they didn't really appeal to me.
I don't think there was any real songs in this. There was a couple of jaunty little half sing-along things that didn't really go into anything.
Sexy one.
What?
Sexy one?
Later on when he meets the lady fox. And the owl sings the sexy song about attraction.
Yeah.
But that was shit.
The owl seemed to do a lot of that sort of thing
as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. And there was also a song about, that's education or elimination or something.
Yeah.
Is that right? It was a little thing. But again, it was more like a rhymey thing, kind of, just a quickie to go, hey, it's still Disney, you know?
In that education elimination bit, that's obviously there because Todd is going, no, Copper's my friend. Copper's not like Chief. And Owl's going, no, he's a hound dog and he'll kill, he kills things.
Yeah.
And then they open that door and there's all the blooming furs hanging there. And all I can think was, his mum is probably in there.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
And all he says is, that's awful.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
He's a simple fox, bless him.
Well, yeah.
Oh, talk about Todd. His name, the name Todd is derived from the Middle English word, whatever the hell Middle English is, of Todd.
It's the bit in the middle.
Todd, which is Todde, which means fox.
Oh, right.
Fox.
What is Middle English? Like Middle Earth English or something?
Yeah, the bit in
talking
between
English.
Old English.
And yeah, it's the bit
Ye
between Old
Old
English and
English.
modern English.
Yeah.
So
What's the
what they were
point?
saying, in the early 80s.
Let's just have English. So
I
what are we
think
now?
that's the
Changing all the time.
Neo-English or something. So.
Yeah, Neo-English.
That's a
Post-English.
better reasoning than what she gave of, I'm going to call you Todd, 'cause you're a
Toddler.
toddler.
He's not a toddler. He's a baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't think they would have gone, I'm going to call you Todd because that's the Middle English for fox.
We should
That would
have
be funny,
the
though.
learned lady.
Yeah, absolutely. She's got fangs and everything.
Oh, yeah, because she would have lived through the Middle
Yeah,
English
she's-
time. So.
Yeah, as of being a vampire. Yeah, I'm a shapeshifter.
All right, so
I was intrigued that. So obviously they go away for like a year or whatever. I don't know what it is
So, yeah.
to go train him. But
Or
where
over
did
the
they go?
winter.
Like
Texas.
they've gone a long time. I was confused.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
get
right,
why,
okay,
why
hang
they
on.
went either, because he was living in a shack and stuff. Where does he live then? Because they didn't exactly have like a caravan or something with him. And stuff
No,
like-
no.
I guess he had his little truck, didn't he? Right.
Mm.
So I've got here hunting trip. Copper gonna be my enemy. I've written that down. He goes off, and they're hunting in the snow,
Yeah.
right? Because I guess that he'd gone away for several months, hadn't he?
Yeah, unless they weren't hunting in the snow, they went somewhere where there wasn't snow.
And then they
I
tracked
don't
up
know.
into the
I'm
snow.
confused.
But either way, I was thinking, okay, this is going to be a pretty. Is that a very good training place for training a dog in the snow?
But
to
why
hunt
do they
for
need to leave? It's
I don't
like,
know.
why do
I'm
they
not
need
sure.
to go somewhere?
I think it's because of Copper and Todd's
Oh.
friendship and stuff, and you needed to like teach him like you're gonna be a murdering son of a bitch.
Or is it because of migration?
Yeah,
Are they gone during winter? So have they gone to where the birds will have migrated to?
Yeah,
But then they won't migrate to the cold, will they? That doesn't
No.
make any sense.
It might be. It might be the fact that I know in places in Scotland when they have heavy snow, the red deer come down from the snow-clad mountains, and they come down into the valleys because that's where they can actually still graze.
Also, maybe it's that then. Yeah, they've moved with the animals, the
Most
prey.
likely, yeah.
So that might be it. So they can hunt down in the valleys, in the snowy valleys.
And that's when Chief gets demoted.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Even though I think sleeping on the furs is probably more comfortable.
Yeah.
God, do you
And
see how many
warmer.
furs they had? They
know.
mass murdered the entire forest.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Ace Ventura following them?
Oh,
Oh my God.
Oh,
that'd be brilliant.
What a
Alrighty then.
What a lovely boot of death you have.
he'd be there, and it'd be a massive Winnie the Pooh, right? And he'd stop for a minute, and he'd be coming out of his bumhole, squeezing out. He'd be like, yeah, I've been watching you for hours. And he'd come out, righty, you're all under arrest.
I love that bit in the second film.
All his staggy friends coming down from the mountains to run them over in a
Oh my
herd.
God, Ace Ventura is Snow White.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my God, in male form. Wow.
I've been
Must have got reincarnated.
Wish
Ace Ventura. Ace Ventura, Disney princess.
Well done, Jim Carrey. You finally made it. So we got Todd then as the adult fox, and I really can't stand his voice.
That's Mickey Rooney.
Yeah, I couldn't stand his voice.
Shocking.
Yeah, I just really couldn't stand it. I don't know why. It was just like, I preferred cute
Baby
younger
Todd.
one.
Yeah, baby
Yeah.
Todd's voice.
Yeah.
I was like, we don't really get to hear Kurt Russell that much.
No, not really, no.
No, I suppose not. I loved the fact that Squeaks took over the house. and he had to be put out in a plant pot.
Yeah.
I wonder why my plant had died.
Because he'd been eating it all flipping thing. Nom, nom, nom. Oh my god, I just realised something. Hang on, wait a minute. Squeaks has had a cameo. Squeaks was in the last film. Squeak was in Winnie the Pooh. I've just remembered.
Was
The
he?
bit when they go in the misty factoid, when Rabbit is trying to lose
Tigger.
Tigger, thank you. Tigger in the misty woods.
Mm.
He's going out of his mind with sounds, and he can hear stuff. And there's a caterpillar up in the tree munching a leaf really loudly. That's Squeaks. He's back in this film, doing what he does best, eating plants. And he just destroyed that little plant, and he got ousted from the house.
It's not
And then
bad.
almost
That
drowned.
one plant kept him.
For at least 2 months.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
whatever it is.
maybe more. Yeah.
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 3, 4, 5, 6 months, however long winter used to last before the world.
Then it was just all
didn't
rain.
Yeah.
have
That's all it
any
was.
seasons anymore. So.
No, it's just rain now. That's it. Forever.
Oh, we're coming up to. Oh well, when we're recording this, we're coming up to April, which is the month of every season in 1 month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my next thing then is just friendship over. Literally, as soon as they see each other, going, no, fuck off.
Yeah, that was
I'm not your
quite
friend
quick. Wasn't
anymore.
it? Todd's got a collar, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Um,
Todd does have a collar.
Yeah, that's horrible, really. This whole thing, and then
I've got
you know.
kind of felt bad for Chief, but not 100%. I don't know why I put that.
well, I do.
Is it
It's
because
just like,
of what happened to him, maybe?
No.
Or it's before that?
No, it might have been, yeah. Yes,
Because
it was actually. Yeah, it
obviously
was
this-
because of that part. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Because they meet back up, and Todd goes, no, Copper goes, no, Todd, you gotta get out of here, because we're hunting dogs and Chief will get you.
Yeah.
And then they go, they're on the hunt.
yeah,
And then it all goes downhill fast.
and then it goes wrong, and then
Well, it goes uphill and then
Yeah.
and then off the
very
hill.
sharply down off the bridge. Yeah.
It was horrible. I didn't like Chief is
Yeah.
a derisive character,
Yeah.
but I didn't like to see a poor dog hit a
No,
bloody rock.
This is it. That was blatantly. It's like, okay, you know, this is the interesting thing about this film. It's like Chief is like seen as a bad guy, but it is very much, you know, that's how he's been brought up. That's how he's been programmed.
Yeah.
And he's going after the Todd, and he just gets caught by the train, and you just go like, at that point, it was like, no, Chief. You know, I didn't want him to eat Todd, but he didn't deserve to get hit by a train.
Yeah,
and fall
yeah,
off. You know,
yeah.
it was horrible. You know, and it's just
Apparently-
like, you know.
Originally, when Chief gets hit by the train, he was actually supposed to die, which justifies Copper's revenge
Okay.
at Todd. But obviously, it's a Disney film, so they probably were like, no, that's a bit too dark.
Right,
So
okay,
they didn't
yeah,
go
yeah.
for that bit, and so
Didn't
then
go that
that's when
far.
he was injured instead. But it's like, yeah, that's probably why I put felt bad, but not 100% because he is a bit of a twat. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
yeah,
bit
yeah,
when
but-
Copper just looked up at him and it's like, no, that's it. I'm fucking coming for you now.
yeah,
He obviously must not have seen the train. Do you think
I
he
guess
just
not.
pushed him off?
yeah, might have.
You know,
looked
like a
like it,
murderous
yeah.
rage.
Because I think, you know, it would have been, you know, it sounds funny, but it would have been better if Todd hadn't looked down at that point and just ran off, because he wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Because he would have just thought, oh, he just fell off. And then
His
he probably
little
still would have blamed him.
sweet
But
face, though, looking down.
yeah.
He's even concerned that the dogs are like,
But Todd
I
was just like
feel.
standing or looking over that bridge, just looked down to Copper
Yeah.
and was like, "Don't try it, Copper. I've got the high ground."
yeah. I
And then jumped down.
You.
And,
I loved you.
Brother to me, Copper.
I hate you! And then he came down, and then he came down, and then just chopped Copper's 3 legs off with one swipe of his paw. Left him in the river. And then the farmer came along and made him a new body.
Hey, I think we got something in here. I think it's gonna be a good idea of a film.
Yeah, brilliant. Mash up Disney and Star Wars even more. Yeah.
Yeah. So then it goes on then from that, and the bit with that guy, I don't even know what the man's name is, the hunter man.
Amos, his name is.
Amos, yeah.
And he's like trying to break into Widow Tweed's house and stuff, like, and she's like, hang on, I'll get the fuck out of my house, like, rightfully so. And then she does the worst thing then, and abandons Todd.
Oh my god!
Right, yeah. Now this is just before this happens, right? There's it gets a bit emotional because she realizes that she might have to let Todd go, right? As a decision. But there's a bit where, well, let's put it this way: when do you think this film is supposed to be set? As an actual piece of fiction.
Well, I've researched.
I know it was made in 81.
Yeah, I've researched the time of its set, so I'm not going to say when I think it's set.
Are they
okay?
50, what are the cards? What age are the cards?
Well, here's the thing, right? They're going around in literally Victorian cars, right? Which is ridiculously out of date. Of what I'm about to mention, because she's getting emotional because she looks at a photograph that celebrates Happy Birthday Todd, and it's quite clearly a Polaroid.
Okay, yeah, I see, because this film is set in 1952.
Was Polaroids around in 52? Because they were using well out of date cars. I'm just saying, for 52 even.
They wouldn't have really been out of date cars, because they were they were kind of like the old Ford T Model Ts, weren't they? Which would have been 1920s, and this is the backwater America and stuff now. So they probably would have.
Yeah, but in the 50s, you would have thought they would have had more like the.
But these are poor farmers and stuff now.
Yeah. Okay, when were Polaroids invented? Because it definitely looked like a Polaroid.
Yeah.
1948.
Oh, well, I stand corrected. It's fine. It's fine.
The
All
first
good.
Polaroid camera was called the Model 95, and its associated film went on sale in 1948 at a department store in Boston. The camera sold out in minutes. And obviously, her being a vampire has got plenty of money to buy one. So
yes, and did you notice she wasn't in the photograph because cameras don't pick up vampires?
Exactly.
Yeah, see?
What cars
there you go.
Were Americans driving in 1950s? So look at. Yes, Andrew is 100% correct on that, because these are all like Chevrolets and
a bit more beefier kind of
and stuff.
Yeah, things like that. But like you said, it's the backwater. They could be using any old stuff that is really. Because
I feel like if you watch like the 80s horror films and stuff, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and stuff, they've got like really run down old vehicles and stuff, haven't they? Like
I mean, they're hardy vehicles. I suppose they're easy to fix. So that makes sense for them to be out in the sticks.
Yeah,
a bit more. But so Polaroids, they were around. Wow.
There you go.
Amazing.
You learned something else again today, guys. So
fact.
Yeah, when you get that question in a quiz, just remember that it was us that told you. So
yeah.
So then when people go,
phone that into the helpline.
Yeah, when people like say It's like, oh, how did you know about that information? You go, well, funny enough, I listened to a podcast on Skybot Film on YouTube. I highly recommend that you go and listen to them because they are full of factual, 100% almost true knowledge.
Yeah.
That's my little plug thing. And yeah, remember to hit that subscribe button. Or Andrew comes after you. So.
No, poo comes after you.
Poo comes after you. Shit comes after you.
Winnie the shit. Oh, dear me.
Right, so yeah. So Todd's in
the old woman
jungle. Not in the jungle.
Drives off.
In the game preserve.
In the game preserve, yeah. Dropped off in the game preserve.
I always thought a game preserve was like, that's where you preserve your animals for game hunting.
Yeah, I thought,
not.
yeah.
It's the opposite.
But it should have been more nature reserve then, surely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's an American terminology. I don't know. But, I always thought, like you said, a game preserve sounds to me like they're breeding like pheasants so that when they go and hit the sticks, there's lots to shoot at.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one that thought
that. I got confused at that because I thought, she's put them in the game preserve. so the
murdered.
farmers can, any farmer can have a target on him. Brilliant. It's like, yes, we'll get him. Wow, that's a massive cock up.
Yeah.
Oh, dear me.
Yeah. Andrew, I'm glad that you thought the same.
Yeah, I did. I was slightly alarmed.
I wrote that point, and then when he comes up to the sign saying no hunting, I scribbled out that point from my notes.
Yeah, but maybe it is one of these things. Maybe that's an American thing where that's how it's thought of out there, and where it means something different over here. I don't know, but because he goes up to the sign, doesn't he? And he looks at Copper, doesn't he? He goes, we won't be doing any hunting, will we, boy? Like, of course we are. So. Yes, so they get in on the hunt, and then, of course, our hero Todd meets all these wonderful other friends, like the absolutely amazing but scary as fuck Badger. I love him.
Yeah.
Look at his eyes. Look at his crazed yellow glowing eyes. Get out of my hole, boy. Go on, get. I loved him. He was great. The porcupine.
The porcupine was adorable. The porcupine was like, I don't know why. Just
trying to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Piglet meets Eeyore.
Yes.
Come on, Todd. I'll find you a new home. So before we meet Vixie, it goes back to the old Amos, and Chief's there with his leg, and he's like howling, and he wanders in, and he goes, "Get back in there before I break your other leg."
They don't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
I'm sure he didn't mean it, but it's just there's no sympathy for that dog. I mean, I know he was going, "Oh, right, I'm going to see if I can milk this," but they did, it's like, oh God's sake, it's like a farmer goes, "Yes, I've got a new dog now. You can sod off."
I don't care about you. And the animal traps that he brings along.
They were horrible.
I've actually seen those type of not bear traps like that, but I've seen like animal traps and stuff.
Oh, it's horrible.
Yeah. And they are. It's like I've seen them in like up close and personal and stuff, like with them. With one of the programs I've done, and the sheer force of those jaws just break bones. They will just shatter them and stuff. They're horrific.
Well, some of them,
Absolutely
of them will just like sever the leg, completely.
Yeah. Well, they aim to doing is just to name them.
Yeah, so just mobilize them so you can come up and catch them and kill them if they haven't bled out already. But horrendous thing.
The bit at the end when Amos gets his leg caught in one, I've written was, yes, fucking karma.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted him to die.
That with a large dollop of poo on him was just great. That bear was brilliant. The end, in that sense.
I want him to die.
Really
and then the old lady to adopt Copper
And Chief.
Yeah.
and Chief. Yeah,
Yeah,
give
yeah.
And
give
then
them
send
love.
Chief away. for reconditioning. To be not so much of a bloodthirsty killer.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so we got Vixie, the little
Oh yes,
vixen.
Vixie comes into the fray then, doesn't he? Because obviously Todd's moping around because he's been abandoned in the woods and he's had a hard night, and only Porcupine has saved his bacon, as it were.
And then Owl comes along and is looking for Todd and finds Vixie. And I've got Vixie, the little vixen. Because she says, I'm not busy. I'll help you find him. It's like, yeah, you little vixen, you. Because as soon as she said he's handsome, it's like, okay, I'll come.
You know, yeah. Sorry, I've got a boyfriend already. Not interested.
And when Todd meets her, he's so polite, first of all, to her and things.
Yeah.
But then it goes downhill, doesn't it? And he's trying to show off as a fisher fox.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's rubbish.
Not the best. Trout fishing. I'd laugh when they that wonderful. Oh look, there's Vixie, and there's like the light cascading down from heavens, and just making her look like as if she's on some sort of pedestal, and she's there looking serene. And she turns around, and he's like, oh, and then the next minute she's talking about having 6 kids.
Yeah. I read that. I was like, so this was after they spent the night together, wasn't it? And she said 6 would be just right, and I was like already planning just like Marion.
Yeah,
because she was like, oh, we're gonna have a dozen kids or whatever she said. Like, why have I wrote smashing them out?
That's the 6 kids, obviously.
What the hell does that mean?
They're getting on in the Waterfall Grove. I did notice that I think they borrowed that Waterfall Grove from Bambi, because I'm sure I've seen that in Bambi.
Yeah, more than likely.
So scenery can have a cameo too. Then we have the Fox home ambush, where Copper and Amos find the set. Is it a set for foxes? A den.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty horrible scene of where
they're smoking them out and things as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and I suppose it highlights the very real dark things of what happens, when they do try and smoke an animal out. This is why they use different types of dogs for different things. You've got the Copper, who's like a bloodhound, isn't he? And he's obviously good for tracking, and he gets down things. But then, they have little like Jack Russells to get down holes and stuff. Yeah. They would obviously, another technique is trying to smoke them out, which is what was highlighted in the one end, and trying to cut off the exits of the den, and it's all quite upsetting. It's horrible. But they escaped. And that was good. And then
Winnie
they chased
the Pooh
him.
comes.
They chased him up the mountain, and then the cameo from Winnie the Shit. And fuck, he was a hell of a shit. No honey. This is what happens when he can't find any honey.
Christopher Robin, is that you?
And he sort of tears out of his little red T-shirt like Hulk style. He grows all this black fur, and he becomes this behemoth of this huge, grisly, unstoppable juggernaut. And, kicks off.
I wanted Winnie the Pooh to rip Amos to shreds. Really,
he pretty much almost did. You would have had him if you would have had, and if it wasn't for the distractions. 100%.
If it wasn't for Copper coming in and attacking, and pretty much Copper, right? Did not stand a chance, really.
No, nobody stood a chance against that. I mean, that was a massive
Todd,
day.
fair play. Todd gave a hell of a good fight against Winnie the Pooh.
He
Yeah.
had the speed. He had the speed and agility. I was upset with the whole thing. I mean, it's just like when Copper got hit and went flying, it was the same feeling as I had when Chief fell off the bridge. It was
Yeah.
like, no, eat the farmer, don't eat the dogs. Just eat the farmer and move on.
Yeah.
He's probably eaten some honey this morning. It's probably some in his stomach.
Yeah.
Pooh.
Mm.
Have that honey and find some bees.
Well, that's what the problem.
do.
Amos had some honey in his pocket, so that's what Pooh wanted.
This is it. This is it. But you're right. Todd did amazing work. He had him, distracted him, and of course, the Fateful followed him up to the great tree trunk that was across the falls.
Yeah. And then,
And
I noticed
and
the
of course
bear
the-
didn't come out, but Todd.
we don't know
did.
what the bear. I think the bear. I think because maybe he shrunk back down to regular Pooh size,
Yeah.
and he sort of just fell asleep under the waterfall.
Because
you
he
know?
was full of
Yeah,
honey,
maybe.
he was stuck in the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Till he gets unstuck and he find his way back to 100 Acre Wood.
Yeah.
With a massive hangover.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. What do you think, Piglet? Oh, you haven't been out again, have you, Pooh?
So right at the end, then, so they
Yeah.
kind of friends, but not real friends and stuff. But the biggest upset of the entire film is when Widow Tweed helps Amos and is like healing him up and stuff. It's like, no. You should be like putting that man in prison, or shanking him,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
biting his neck and draining his blood because you're a vampire.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, absolutely. Perhaps she's got plans for him later, because
maybe,
she does says, "Oh, I hope you don't go back to
What
normal,"
if-
don't you?
The reason why they do live like pretty close to each other is they have an agreement. It's like she like nibbles on him every now and then to like sustain her, and he kind of like he's a mad like hillbilly man, so nobody else comes around poking the nose into her business.
Yes. Well, I got a theory about these two. That I've written on the back of this note.
Oh, here we go.
And right, Amos and Widow Tweed. I have a theory that the way they talk to each other, and especially the way that Amos gets so wound up by her, it keeps calling her, "Oh, you bloody woman, you this woman," and that and all this, right? I've got a theory that they're actually married.
No.
Right? And they couldn't get a divorce, so they now live in different shacks, quite close together, but far enough apart to go like, you can just stay over there.
The only problem with that theory, Andrew, is her name.
What?
Widow.
Widow?
Tweed.
That's got nothing to do with it whatsoever. I don't know what you're on about. Well, perhaps then, she was a widow, and the state of wherever they live just don't recognise their wedding,
Well,
and they see it as a blood rite, and they just stuck.
Or maybe she just started calling herself Widow Tweed because she thinks she's divorced for him.
Oh yes, good point. Yeah, to rub his
Emotionally,
nose in
he's
it all the
like,
time.
I'm
Dead
your
to her.
widow.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
it.
still here.
Yeah,
fuck
literally.
off.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
come round, you daft sod, I'll fix
Yeah.
you up.
Yeah.
And then I'll drain your blood.
Let me
Yeah.
drain your blood, because I'm going to live longer than you old sod.
I've lived 10 of your lifetimes so far. And I'm gonna
I'll
live
take a
10
Polaroid
more.
for every generation. I invented Polaroids
Every fox.
back in 1236.
Every fox I look after, I take a photo of them. So my last point is, my literal last point is, too sad of a film.
It was awful. Yeah, it was one of the worst things I'd ever seen.
But we have a few interesting facts, though.
Yeah.
Tim Burton did
Yeah.
the character animation for the character Vixie, but
Oh, wow.
wasn't credited for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, It is the last Disney animation for two things. It's the last film for Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, who were quite veterans of the Disney animators world. Frank Thomas was also my grandfather's name. So it's like I always just like see his name and like, oh man, it's like, is that you? It's like, no. Okay. And the last Disney animated feature to simply end with the end.
Oh.
So,
For now.
so we shall see. So we'll keep an eye out for the next one if it says the end, and then we'll be like, that fact is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're watching. Yes. Watch this space.
Yeah. Happy days.
Oh. There you are. Quite
Yeah,
quite
so
an
any
emotional
other-
one, that.
Any other points there?
Well, I
No,
don't. The only thing, it's just like I said, I think everything as we've said before is just the whole bit where, Copper stands over Todd. That was a.
I have the high ground!
It was.
And
yeah,
I've
it
also
was-
got Padme with me. I mean, Vixie with me.
Oh. Yeah.
They're not your
No, I think I'm out of
children
points.
again. I mean, Copper.
Copper. 6 of them. I want 6 of them. Damn it. Go get them from the Jedi Council. The younglings.
Alright, okay then. It's time for a battle.
Battle Disney. Finish him.
Right, anyway.
But this is an interesting thing. Who is the
We've
contender?
already
The Fox
got-
or the Hound?
Well, it's the Fox and the Hound, isn't it? Because it's his
Yeah.
name.
Double team, tag
Yeah.
team.
But we have Winnie the
So-
Shit, and we already established that Winnie the Shit is in the film.
Yeah, I know.
But to be fair, should Winnie the Shit have a tag team partner?
No.
That's
Because
not fair.
it's the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh, not the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh and the gang of 100 Acres Woods. I know
Well,
we
it should
did put Wart in his army of dogs, but
Oh yeah.
well, that was just funny. So I think it's just Winnie the Pooh versus
Winnie the Pooh.
the Fox and the
Well,
Hound. And
I got to be honest. After what I saw on the tree, it's not looking good for the duo.
and for the duo. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think
Oh,
that Winnie
but
the
they
Shit
did
in the
manage.
end.
But they managed to defeat Winnie when he was in Hulk mode,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
and that wasn't even
But-
working together. That was them sort of working
is true.
separately.
But would they have won? Would they have won without the collapse of the bridge? That's my question.
Well, Winnie the Shit won by like circumstance.
Yeah,
Robin
true,
Hood.
true.
With Robin the
Yeah.
Hood.
So
Robin
do you
Hood.
think- do you
Not
think-
Robin the Hood, but
And when
in
he
this
hits
case,
the water,
yeah.
he stinks. We worked that out. We agreed with
yeah,
that.
yeah.
okay. So basically, what we're saying is because Winnie the Shit is underpowered from the lack of honey.
Yeah.
Right. He's gone into Super Hulk mode. He's lost his fluky edge of accidentalism.
Yeah.
And he's gone into brute mode, and he's been
I
outfoxed
love how
by
we
the
changed
fox.
the rules of this thing.
I'm just trying to
every
think it
single
through
film.
in the most logical sense, and basically, yeah, okay, so we're saying that Todd and Copper managed to pull it off.
There you go.
In my
Is that what we're
opinion,
saying?
yeah.
All right,
I tend
yeah,
to agree.
okay.
Todd and
Okay.
Copper. Oh, this is
I think it would have been a different story if Pooh was powered up with honey. I got to be honest, but
Yeah.
considering he was underpowered and he'd gone into full Hulk mode, he's lost his fluky edge. I think, I think we'll go with Fox and the Hound on this one.
oh my god, I've just realised it's like I'm making all these Star Wars references with this one, and when this episode goes out, it's almost May the 4th. So
Oh wow!
so May the 4th to everyone in a few days' time. But yeah, so okay,
Obviously,
so Todd and Copper.
Revenge of the Fifth.
No, Andrew. No. I hate you, Andrew. You are like a brother to me, Joe. I'll give you some sand for your birthday.
Oh man, I love sand.
A true villain of Star Wars.
Bloody Obi-Wan like retires to a sand planet. It's like, yeah, that's where you're from, but
yeah.
I hate sand. Okay,
This
I
is
know
it.
where I'm going.
This is it. Yeah, Vader hates sand. Okay, where am I going to go?
Do I go Naboo? Coruscant?
Genius is what it is.
Hang out in space where there's no sand. No,
I could go to Dune, but
Dude, it's practically the same planet with a different name.
yeah. Especially if you watch the Book of Boba Fett, where they're like selling spice. They haven't even changed the name. It is called Spice, isn't it?
I know. What you don't realise, over the other side of the planet, Dune is happening. They just haven't met yet because the planet's so big. It's a big planet. Lots of different things happen there. They didn't even realise that it was under Empire occupation at one point. They were just worried about their worms, you know? I just love it when all these things mash up. Yeah, so yeah.
Brilliant. All right, and Andrew. Well, next week we have an interesting one. Me and you, I think, are gonna have a very. I enjoyed this film from what I can remember, and I know, Andrew, you love old mythology and stuff, and this one is a close one to all of us because it is based on Welsh mythology. So this is gonna be an interesting
The Little
one.
Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. Die, the Little Mermaid.
That's the one.
I love it.
So we got the Black Cauldron. So and that'll be an interesting one against Todd and Copper. So
Yeah, very.
Yes.
we're gonna have the old because I think there's a magic sword in Black Cauldron as well.
Yeah.
From what I can remember.
I think, there is, isn't there? Yeah, I'm sure there is.
So he's gonna have a magic
It's
sword against Todd and Copper.
Maybe,
And hopefully
maybe.
Sam will be able to join
Yeah.
us again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah.
We might try and find somebody else to take over the hotline for next week for him. So.
Yeah, okay.
We'll get Todd on it. Or no, we'll get Winnie the Pooh on it.
Winnie the Pooh, yeah, because
He'll be fine. We'll just give him honey. He'll be all right.
he's been taken
Just
off.
fall asleep though.
Off the Royal Rumble top line now. So okay, all right then, Andrew.
Okay, well, actually, I think I might need a little bit of M's help on this one.
Say?
Just a little bit.
Hang on, you're not going to be making six of them here.
No, 12.
You're not going to be smashing them out.
Oh, crap!
Got to round it out.
Can I remind the listeners, this is for 18 year and older. All right, go on then.
Okay. The forest. Don't worry, Boomer. You'll get him someday. Hey, Todd. We're best friends, right? Yeah, sure thing, Copper. Best friends forever. Yeah, best friends forever. Best friends for... Oh, hey, Vixie.
Oh, hey, Todd. Fancy coming round my burrow later?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, hell yeah. Hey, I thought you were coming out to play. Later, loser.